Okay, so welcome once again to our training, and it's interesting having you all join. And so today we are looking at business dimension of our trainings, which is selling yourself, selling your product, selling your services in one of the recent spaces for carrying out businesses globally, internationally, and that is online. And then looking also how to package yourself, how to put yourself together for the digital space. That is branding right now. Now, in the traditional way of business, people have their logos, people brand themselves, they give themselves name, they have logos that will give them an identity. All right. And so we're going to see how we're going to do that in the online space. Okay. All right. I just got a message. Mercy Gaga. Okay, I think you've rectified it now. All right. Okay. So digital branding and social media marketing. So that's what we're going to be looking at. It's pretty much, so I'm going to break the training. We'll see what we can do today, and I'll do a recording, a sequel to this, and then put it online so that we can also view. All right. So let me share my slide and we will take off from here. Right. Okay. So this is my slide for today. Okay, just a moment. Sorry. Okay, so all right, so digital branding and online marketing. This is what we want to look into, okay? And so whatever it is you are into, whatever kind of business, you may be into ministry, church administration, and all of that. You can optimize this and have your service. It could be missions, it could be on children, it could be on widows, out there, so that people would see the good works you're doing, support your work, and then get help. The materials you put out there, people will learn and connect with you better. It could be into sales, clothes, household, cars, even land and property. I mean, I know someone who is in the UK, but is selling land and properties in Nigeria. Fantastic. Yeah, so the digital space right now has come to stay. It has revolutionized how we do business in the modern times. In the contemporary times, you do the conventional marketing where you have a shop or an office and people travel from wherever they are to visit your location to be able to conduct business with you. But the landscape has changed, actually, whereby you now carry your business to your customers wherever they are. You don't have to have a physical location, as it were, and you don't have to have an international affiliation. Right from the comfort of your home, you can have or run a global business where people from Brazil, Australia, and South Africa could do business with you and you'll be smiling to the bank. So these are the things we want to see how you position yourself strategically for the globe. All right. That is what we want to do in this month's training session. All right. So let me run through my slides. Yeah. So the outcome of this training today is understand the fundamentals of online branding and its importance in the digital landscape. Now, it's very different from the conventional, which is the physical one. Yes, they go hand in hand. As a matter of fact, they complement each other. Okay, but they operate differently. So we must understand this and then do the right things so that you can have visibility. And that is very, very key. All right, so identify your target audience now and tailor branding strategies to engage them effectively. That is very key. And then your target audience. So not everybody is your customer. That is the truth. So in the whole world, how would you want to find your specific customers and then sell to them directly without wasting time and resources selling to everybody? You know, it's like you printed 1,000 flyers, and the people that you have in that community are just about 20 people that would purchase your item. So you've wasted a whole lot of resources and time, you know, printing and distributing those flyers. But with the online space right now, you can know that you have 20 people out there and then you print 20 flyers. So you see, that is how it works. And as a matter of fact, you don't need to print any physical flyers. That saves you the cost of printing. So you can have digital flyers, and we're going to see how we can do and achieve that as well. Okay, so develop a compelling and brand identity. It has to be catchy. Trust me, there are millions and millions of brands out there that sell the same product you want to sell. And if you do not know how to put something that will catch people's attention, you know, something that will make one not to buy from A and then buy from you, you know, it has to be compelling. It has to be unique to your service. And one slight mistake, you lose hundreds of customers in an instant. Okay, so create a structured content strategy to maintain consistency and relevance. So we're going to give you strategies on how to reach and sell to your clients, to your target audience. All right, I will teach you how to sort out your target audience online, how to know where they are, how to find them, and then how to reach out to them specifically. Okay, not a generic or random kind of advertisement. Yeah, so we're going to give you a strategy on how to engage them consistently until they become loyal customers to your brand and product. So leverage on social media platform to amplify brand presence and connect with audience. Yeah, so as we delve into this, the channels we're going to be using are social media. Now, there are other medias that are available which you're going to be taught on, okay? Yeah, so apply basic SEO, which is search engine optimization principle to improve your online visibility and search rankings. Now, this is very important that you have skill in the search engine optimization if you're going online to carry out your business as well. Why that is, you know, when you are looking for an item, maybe you put an iPhone, or maybe you're looking for a home appliance, a television, LG or Samsung TV, and or you put it out there on a web search, okay? Now it gives you hundreds and hundreds of other sites and links of people that are doing business with those things online. As a matter of fact, when you go all the way down, you will now see numbers, page 1, 2, 3, and then dash, 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 page 300 or something. And each page perhaps will be containing 50 ads. So you'll be wondering now, when you're going into this space, there are thousands of people out there selling the same product. How can they find you? I mean, it's the globe now. We're not talking about selling electronics in your locality, maybe just where you live in your neighborhood, maybe just a couple of homes there. Everybody knows you as a kingpin. You want to go into global space. You are dealing with the sharks. You are dealing with the Samsung company themselves. You're dealing with big time retailers, big time, people that have franchise with Samsung in the whole world. You want to go to the same marketplace to sell your product. So how are you going to get visibility? What do you need to do? Yeah, so search engine optimization. We just did a training on AI optimization, how to maximize and make the best use of it. So this one is how you sell your product and optimize it to the best of your opportunity. So when you optimize it, when people are searching for a product that you sell, it's going to put or give you a high ranking, okay? So you're going to be among the first 10 or first 15 or first 50 people. So on the first landing page, your product is going to be there. So that is going to help you put your ranking in the online market, okay? All right, so engage with online communities to foster brand loyalty and advocacy. So you're going to see how you will partner with other organizations online that do your kind of service. So it's like a community. In our traditional marketing style, when you go to a market center or a business center, you find that people that deal with clothing are mostly on one part of that market. People that deal with household food are on one side. People that deal with certain things. So they are being categorized, all right? So it helps you. So when people go online, I'm looking for jewelries, they want to, so once they are in contact with this jewelry maker or seller online, by virtue of joining that community, they'll be able to see your own group amongst that community, all right? So they'll be able to see your product. So connecting with one connects with many. So it gives you a leverage on all the people that they have access to. And of course, their own people have access to you and your own people have access to them. So that's how you engage with online communities to enhance and optimize your sale online, okay? And then monitor and manage online reputation to maintain a positive brand image. Now, there are rules and regulations that apply when it comes to online. You have to be engaging, okay? It's not just post your product out there and forget about it and then come back next week to see if someone has placed an order. No, as people see and like it, they make comments instantly. And then so you have to be available to respond to their comments, and engage them, trying to close the deal or making leads and then have people subscribe to you. So it takes a lot. And talking about your reputation, maybe you sold a product to someone already online and they perhaps may not know how to use it appropriately, and they will come and back with a backlash on your product, on your site. Oh, this doesn't work. This is a scam. This is fake and all of that. If you are not on ground to handle the issue instantly, it will cause you your clients, and so it's important that you maintain your brand to be positive online. So it doesn't matter whatever they say. I mean, people could say what they want to say, but you have the right to explain what I think. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So monitor and manage here. Measure success using key analytics to refine digital strategies. So what this talks about is when you go out there, all right? So this is a level of optimization. So you put your brand out there, Now you are learning in the process. So you get with time to see what works and what does not work. You see what people like and what they do not like. So you come back to your drawing table and adjust. So you see, you spend so much on doing this kind of advertisement, and then you observe and then see, oh, this makes more, it draws more people to my site. Then you optimize in it. And if it doesn't, you know that, okay, I've invested this amount, and then this is the output. It's not commensurable. What should I do differently? You change tactics here and there. And with time, 6 months, 1 year, you will know what works best for your site, and you will focus on that. You know what time to put your advert out there. You know what to pay for and what not to pay for. You know the best clients, where to find them and who they are, and then you begin to go on target sales and stuff like that. So there are KPIs, key performance indicators, that will give you all these insights. And this is based on real-time interaction, okay? So it's not something you study and you put it out there, and based on the interaction, you know what works and what does not. So very, very important. We're going to look at that as well, and then anticipate future trends in online branding to stay ahead in the digital space. The space we are right now is moving very, very fast. Things are rapidly changing, all right? And so you must be abreast with what is trending, and then align with that. If people start using hashtag to get popularity out there, you want to apply that too, because if you don't, everybody will be selling out there, and nobody would, in the contemporary way, go to look for you. You now have to look for your clients. The power is now resident with the clients. So we must know how to interact with them in that capacity as well. Yeah, so after the whole thing, this is a take home. I know even much more is going to come up, because the training gets been updated. All right, so, okay, so let's see what we have. All right, so introducing the course. In a world where about 4.9 billion people actively use the internet. Now, this is statistics from Statista last year, and businesses that fail to establish a digital presence risk visibility. All right. So the shift to online isn't optional. It's essential for survival, scalability, and staying competitive. So maybe you have an organization that runs in a community and they're doing pretty okay for now. It's just a matter of time. Most of these places will cease to exist. People would go online, even though if it's a physical, I mean, let's talk about shopping malls, where people buy drugs, items, clothing, accessories, home appliances, and everything. All these people just don't establish themselves there and, wait for people to find them and come buy items in their office in the physical location. They have marketers. Back in the days, you have people carry flyers. Of course, they still do it even now. You carry flyers, wait at traffic junctions or where cars slow down, and then hand bills to drive people passing by, or commuters and all of that. Yeah, so the same applies in the online space. You take your product out there. So I can stand right here and go online to the digital and the website of ShopRite or Next Cash and Carry, or I don't know which shopping mall is around your area or your country or wherever. And then I'll shop online first, look for what I'm looking for in that location. And if I find it, I look at the price and I know if it is worth going there or not. And then sometimes they provide services whereby you get deliveries. Yeah. So I don't have to go out there to get it. I do the shopping online. I purchase and pay for whatever I want, and they have a dispatcher get the items to me based on a certain amount of price. Or sometimes they do free delivery. Yeah, like here in Abuja, where you buy Domino's pizza online or ice cream in some of those places, they do free delivery, to your location. At least they have a radius, a certain distance. If you are within that radius, they will give you free delivery. So instead of you wasting your fuel, money, transport, going all the way, waiting and all of that, the comfort of your home, you go online, you check the items, you choose, you pay, and then you give them your address. And at the expected time, you get a knock and you have your item. So everything has gone online. So you have to start thinking in that direction, okay? Now, another thing is some of us are online already, but we are doing it the wrong way. So you discover you have a YouTube channel for years, but you seldom has anybody follow you or click or even views, very few views and stuff like that. Is because there are certain things you need to do to gain that visibility, and people start trafficking you and patronizing you. All right, so we're going to understand some of these things. So in the world, we have 4.9 billion people online, and you can imagine 4.9 billion people accessing your services. Now it's a playing field for everybody. You are not restricted to any market. Once it goes online, it goes online. The rest is left to you. How effective are you in reaching out to those people? So wherever they are, you can actually reach out to them depending on how you strategize, okay? And we have, okay, just talking about why you should go online. I just, explained that. And so if you look at the second column here, it says $6.3 trillion is in the e-market right now. So what does that mean? It means you have access to this amount coming to your account. And what it means is, how effective are you in branding yourself that people will see and say, I like this, and put out your service or product out there that people will want to give their money. This money is circulating in that space, and it depends on how much you can carry that will come into your account. That's what the explosive growth on e-commerce and digital services are. So how much do you want to take out of 6.3 trillion? It's up to you to think about it and see what you can do. And it says small businesses with a strong digital presence grew revenue 2.5 times faster than those without e-presence. So if you have a business and you have an online presence, your business goes 2 times faster than another business that doesn't have an online presence. So you see, it's not an option. It's the way to go. That is the next phase of business. Even government that is for it operates as a for non-profit. They have gone online. Nigeria now, we have e-government, everything, e-library, e-education, e-everything. Even churches now, we have e-services after the commitment of COVID. There are some churches that have options for online service. You don't have to necessarily go to church, and you pay your tithe, you sit down, you have a fantastic service, and without going anywhere. So everything has gone. So, I mean, there is this pastor right now, I'm sure most of you in Nigeria or even in Africa know, Pastor Eze Jerry, have millions of church members online. And most of them are not from this country. All over the world, they connect online to his Sunday services. Just a few thousand, hundreds and thousands that will come to the physical service. But all across the world, he's pastoring people, millions and millions of people all across the world at the same time. So you see where the world has gone to right now. So you cannot just restrict yourself to your geographical space because that's what it is in the natural. No, you have to explore this option. So start thinking on how to carry your business. If you have not, I want to believe that after this training, you are going to explore that space. Okay. So these are some success stories on Shopify merchant. It generated for the $404 billion in e-commerce activity in 2020. Now, 2020 was the year of COVID. Nobody could go out, but they have a presence online. And, you know, before the others resuscitate or know what is happening, these guys have taken over the landscape, you see? Yeah, so that's what it's obtainable. And the cost of ignoring digital, about 60% of small businesses without a website costs within 5 years, closes within 5 years, I beg your pardon. So this is the statistics in the United States. Now, I've seen it actually happen where people get some little money or funds and they're so excited. You just jump up and start a business. And in a couple of years, maybe 1, 2 years, or there 2, 3 years, you won't find them again. What happened? The business collapsed. Why? People are not looking left, right again. Everything has gone online. So you must know how to pin yourself on the map, the globe, with your business. And I tell you that majority of some of the tools or services are free. Yeah, I tell you, they are very free. And the paid ones are nothing compared to what you would pay if you have to run a conventional business. I mean, in my city now, to get a shop or an office, talking about millions, 3, 4 million or 5 million, depending on the size. And I mean, you see people spend that money just to get some used clothes and hang them on the wall, you know, or food items and stuff like that. It's not sustainable sometimes, you know. So the pressure, how would you get people and clients? You want to have marketers. You say, okay, you printed thousands of flyers. You pay people to go on the street and distribute this flyers. So it's a lot of expenses, and it will take you a while before people start patronizing you. And then the fact that people have turned their gaze online, they don't need to come out and go to under the sun and come to buy under the roof. They buy items, they done their business and completed it. You know, that's why you won't get to see people. And so that's why businesses are closing, you know. So some people actually use office spaces just for collection center. Sometimes you don't even need it in your house, in your home, except your home is full. You get somewhere like a warehouse, you put it there. So whenever people make their orders, you just get it, a dispatch rider dispatches it. And that's all. You know, so business has taken a different shape and a different tool entirely. And you must have to start thinking in that direction. Okay? Yeah. So yeah, the opportunity is now. The digital space levels the playing field. This means you don't have to become a multi-billionaire like Jeff Bezos to do business online. Everybody, even if you are starting right now, you're on the same platform with Mark Zuckerberg, with Bill Clinton, and Bill Gates, with you know, all of these moguls in the business space. All right, it levels it up, so everybody's in that space. Yeah. So so by the end of this session, you will learn how to craft a memorable brand, online brand, okay, and turn audiences into loyal customers. What that means is all of your friends, there are some people that have thousands of friends on Facebook, on Instagram, and they just end up being their friends. Nothing profitable for you. So you're going to see how you can actually convert your friends, your family, and everybody into potential customers, loyal customers. So they start patronizing you and doing business. So instead of gossiping online, just looking at what they wore last Sunday and they post pictures, you can actually have them pay you for services you are putting out there, right? So future-proof your business in an ever-evolving digital world. So all you need is just jump into that space, and as it grows and it moves and you update, you will just be gliding, you know, as everything changes and improves in the business landscape. All right. So these are some, okay. Oh, sorry. I looked at that already. Yeah. So want to see what online branding is. Jeff Bezos made this quote. He said, your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. That's right. So when you're not in the room, when you come in and then you leave, what do people say about you? Now, the tendency for people to play the, what's it called now? The sycophants, maybe just hailing you and telling you the nice things you want to hear, is very high when you are present. But when you're not there, it is the truth, the authentic truth about who you are, what your business is. All right. So that is your brand. Whatever they say behind your back is your brand. I'm not talking about haters right now. Okay. I'm just talking about generically. So people like, oh, wow, he's a very honest person. Oh, I like he's very this and that. And you get to hear people say, oh, yeah, me too. That's how I experience, So that's your personal, individual brand as a person. So converting that to your business, when you finish creating your brand, what do you expect people to say or to think about your brand, when they get to hear about you? All right. So when they say, this business, anytime I go, I don't get to find what I want, or things are just, I buy those products and they get spoiled in a short period of time. That is your brand. That is what people are going to put out there, irrespective of whatever you call your name or how beautiful it looks like, So that is who you are. That is what people see. Okay. Yeah. So let's try to define online branding and digital presence. So this is the practice of, just a sec, positioning a person or company as a credible authority in their industry through strategic digital engagement. Yeah. So it's all about strategy and positioning yourself in the right place. Okay. So now let's break it down to branding as a term itself. So this encompasses the strategic process of creating a unique identity, breaking it down now, and image of a product, service, or company in the mind of customers. So it goes beyond just a logo or a name. Branding involves crafting a consistent and memorable experience that differentiates your offering from competitors. So it's not just about your logo and then say, oh, I see this logo is Coca-Cola. Now, Coca-Cola in the mind of people is very different from just the name, the brand name Coca-Cola. It talks about the experience people have when they take Coca-Cola, how refreshing it is, how, the taste. They're just so addicted to it. They love, you can't replace Coca-Cola. You can't replace any soda or soft drink from Coca-Cola. So that is what people go with it, the experience. So it's not just the logo, okay? So, and that is what you want to do in creating or modeling a brand. Now, of course, every one of this, the logo, the texting, the coloring, the voice tone that goes with it are all components of making your own brand. All right, that is the first stage. That is the first part. As you attract people, and then how you engage them, the experience you give them also is very, very important. So talking about its identity and consistency. Yeah, so the identity talks of the logos, the colors, the typography, the kind of text you use, and the elements you use to present yourself, and the voice tone. Now, we're not here an audible voice, but you could say something and it carries a tone already. Yeah, and then the personality that it carries, which reflects its value and mission. I was making this training in one other group, okay? And it's an institution, it's a business institution. And I gave them an example, which I will share with you also, of there's this cigarette called, what's the name of this cigarette again? Marlboro. Is it Marlboro? Yeah, Marlboro. Now, I don't know if they still have that cigarette, but when I was a young boy, very young age, they used to sell that cigarette. The packaging is so fantastic. You know, it comes with a very slim silk. The packaging, the carton for the cigarette is not like the conventional types. Once you see the carton for cigarette, you know, well, that one is sleek, is slimmer. And then the coloring, they use a teal color and some beautiful gold stripe lines. They have a crest, you know, that carries a majestic, you know, kingly, you know, crest with lions and the crown, and you know, it's all with beautiful colors of, you know, so it gives it that class. Okay, it makes it look very classy, and you know, and that attracts me to, you know, and their adverts, it's very different from the conventional adverts. You know, they just show some classic people, cowboys. You know, I used to love the cowboy movies and stuff like that. You know, the way they sip the cigarette and the way the smoke comes up. And the texts, you know, they use this kind of cursive writing, very beautiful cursive writing. And guess what? The smell of the cigarette was different from the rest. I mean, every other cigarette I know smells the same way, but Marlboro smells different. It has a mint kind of a smell. I don't know if some of you encountered it. It has this mint smell. All right. So I hate cigarette smell. I so hate it. But once I smell that one, it you know, it feels kind of nice, sort of. And yes, a cigarette, they still damage your lungs in the same way and all of that. But just talking about identity right now. So Marlboro created that identity. So in the grand narration, it is classic people that smoke Marlboro, even though it may not be so expensive, but you carry that mentality. Honestly, at that time, if I was going to be smoking, it was going to be Marlboro that would get me start smoking. But I never smoked, yeah, you know, but I just loved how they crafted. So you can see the power of identity when it comes to branding. So your logo must capture, you know, your essence, what you are doing, right? The kind of colors, you just don't use random colors because it looks nice. Even if you like the colors, it has to go with the product. It's like selling, you're opening a food, or maybe you want to sell food, maybe rice, jollof rice or something, and the colors in branding your packaging, you are using blue, purple color, pink color, dark brown color. These are not colors that appeal to the taste. I mean, I can't want to eat food and I'm thinking of blue and pink color. Those sounds more like chemicals and stuff like that. It doesn't look like something I could readily eat, right? Yeah, so you want to think of, you know, orange, yellow, green, you know, and golden brown for meat and, you know, jollof rice. So these are the kind of colors, red for tomatoes, and these are the kind of colors you want to put for food. So once someone sees that color, even if it's not hungry, they already have appetite. And that's why if you notice, most fast food joints like Chicken Republic, Savannah Chop, all these food joints, Mama Cass, just take a check and see. You can Google it and see. All their colors are almost the same. They may have different designs and style, but just check it out. You will see that you will find these colors in almost every one of them. So for the food industry, you know, you want to go that route, okay? Yeah, so we'll see how we can play around with some of these things later when we are designing our logo and our name, company name, and all of these things. Now, consistency in branding is very, very key and important, okay? It requires maintaining a coherence across all platforms and touch points. So whether it's your website, social media profiles, marketing materials, or customer interaction. Consistency builds trusts and reinforces your brand's message. Now, what does that mean? Now, after this course, some of you may probably be running on just one platform, maybe on Facebook, and or maybe additionally Instagram. But so you want to see whereby if you run on maybe 2, 3 or more, maybe you have LinkedIn, you have TikTok, you have YouTube, whatever brand you have on your website, your logo, the kind of texts you use, the coloring and everything, it should span across all the platforms. There should be no inconsistency. They shouldn't see one logo on Facebook, and if they go to your Instagram page, it's a different logo entirely. And maybe your vision purpose on the kind of business you do on Facebook is different from the business you do on Instagram. That poses some level of inconsistency, and then people would tend not to patronize you because it seems fake, kind of. How could you put your name, for bespoke wares on Facebook, and then the same company name, you go to Instagram, the logo, and then it's talking about drinks, food items. So there's inconsistency. There's nothing wrong with having a multiple business you do. If you want to have 10 different ones, fine, but separate them. But if you want to have them in one place, make sure you have the drinks, the clothes, the everything on Facebook, still export them to your WhatsApp, or Instagram or LinkedIn or whichever. Let it be consistent, okay? So people would not think you're just being fraudulent in your business. So differentiation, effective branding highlights what sets your product or service apart from others in the market, all right? So it communicates unique selling propositions that resonates with your target audience and influence their perception. So you may not want to be a copycat. So because someone is selling pure water and this is what they do, you would jump at it and then you start selling the same thing, doing the same thing that person is doing. Now, why would somebody come to you when there's someone who is a household name who has been doing it before already and even better than you are? So you have to do something different, that speaks more of who you are, what you want or have to present to people, and thereby causing more traffic, to your business. All right. So do something unique. Don't follow the bandwagon. All right. Yeah. So emotional connection. So brands often aim at to evoke specific emotion or association in consumers. Now, the emotional connection can foster loyalty and influence decision. Now, there's a research and statistics that proves that people are emotional buyers. People don't just buy things because you have them. Check it out. Sometimes in your neighborhood, you go across 2, 3, 4 shops that can sell a product for you, and you buy it in the 3rd or the 4th shop. Why? Because there's an affinity, there's a connection between you and that person. Probably the person is so funny, you like how the person talks. Probably you just like the ambience. You don't want to go stand in long queue to buy items, and this one, and maybe some people, they are just rude. See, this person, I don't like the way they look at me. When you ask them for something, it takes them 3 hours before they answer you. So when there's a turn off, people just beg. I don't want to risk. Let me go to where I will laugh with people. They respect me, and they trust me. So there's an emotional connection. Sometimes you go to build some of those connections. Some people come and then, oh, this is the items. I don't have change. Oh, okay, no problem. Just go. Whenever you have the money, you can come and pay. There is a connection there. So next time when you actually have money, you want to be loyal to that person because that person is good to you. He gave you items the last time without you paying, and he totally trusted you, and he's so nice to you, and and he makes you happy. He greets you all the time when you're passing, as against the other person that grudges when you come. It's like, they just had a fight with you, so you want to focus on your emotional connection. That will go a long way to converting your friends online to your clients. Now, there are a whole lot of things that you would do online. Now, online, you may not, they may not be in your neighborhood so that you can be nice to them. It's online, but so there are certain things we're going to teach you how to draw people to your page, okay? How to make people be comfortable with you, how to make people come to your page and in search of humorous activities, educational activities, they get to see what you're doing and then patronize you or become brand loyalists, okay? And then perception and reputation. So brand influencers influences how your business is perceived by customers, stakeholders, and the public at large. So a strong brand builds a positive reputation and can mitigate negative perception during crisis. Perception and reputation is very, very key and important. Like I mentioned earlier, if people think that you are fraudulent in carrying out your business, it tarnishes your image. Now, we've seen how some brands, maybe some airline brands, because of some airline crashes, I think Sosoliso one time in Nigeria had crashed. They had a few incidences and that turned off everything. They lost clients and customers. And what they had to do, they changed their name, brand, and then changed their services, their approaches. And so it changed people's perception and people started using their services, not as Sosoliso, but as a different, airline service entirely, okay? Yeah, so we want to see how we do that. Value proposition, your brand communicates the value you offer to customers. So it clarifies why someone should choose your product or services over another one. Very, very key. All right. Yeah, so in this realm of online branding, these principles are applied through digital channels such as websites, social media, email marketing, and online advertising. So the goal is to create a cohesive and compelling online presence that attracts, engages, and entertains customers in the competitive digital landscape. So I'm sure you probably have noticed some organizations like I think sometimes Close Up, Toothpaste, Lentor, some of these electronic touchlights and companies, they do brand, road shows. They get this open truck, put musicians, have people dancing on top and all of that. And then we have some on TV and radio. They get sponsored programs where they have educational programs for school children. And some of them sponsor some, nice programs, stuff like that will keep people engaged so that whenever you think of that program, you think of the product. Now, there's a way we do it online also. And as we go ahead, you're going to see how you engage, entertain, and educate people as they become brand loyalists. All right. Yeah, so stick around. So the first area we're going to be looking at is target audience. I think that's what we're going to look at today and then see how we can move ahead from the next session. All right. Okay, so understanding your target audience. This implies your product, you don't sell to everybody. There are people that can have your, services. There are services for old people. There are services for young people or maybe toddlers, babies, newborn babies. There are services for, school teenagers and stuff like that. So you need to find out who are my target. There are, even gender. There are services you provide just female. You could be selling nails, all these long nails or wigs and hair. Trust me, you will not find any man patronizing you it'll just be ladies and ladies that will be patronizing you. Okay. I don't know if any man goes to buy nails and wigs as gift presents for their wives. They rather get them other jewelries and stuff for their wives. But those things are particularly, women go to get their things. The best you do, give her money to go do her nails, or buy the kind of hair she wants. I've tried doing a couple of things for my wife, so I stopped trying. All I do, I just say, okay, take the money, go do your stuff by yourself. Each time I try, it backfires. I think I've done the best, but that is not what is in vogue. That's not what they see as the vogue in the market. So that's how it plays out. Yeah. So you need to understand how they work and what works best for them, and then reach out to them in that light. Okay, so saying that, I'm talking about your target audience. So how to find your clients, how to find the people you're going to sell your items to. Okay, so we have audience research. Is the process of gathering data about your potential or existing customers to understand their demographics. Now, demographics talks about their age, their gender, and location. So you want to know where to focus on. Now, there's what we call broadcast marketing. When you want to boost your marketing, you can actually choose a location to put it out there online. You can say you want it to be only in Abuja, that is the city I am. You can say you want to broadcast it only in Nasarawa State or the whole of Nigeria. You can cover the whole of Nigeria, or you can say West Africa, and that product will go to West Africa. Maybe that product is unique to West Africans. That is who you want to sell to, okay? Or you want to sell it globally. Now, some of these things come with a cost, all right? There are those that come freely, and then some come with a cost. So depending on how much you have to spend in that regard. But trust me, it is by far cheaper, or is nothing compared to what you would have spent in the traditional way of marketing to reach out to those communities and peoples, as compared to spending that money online. All right. As a matter of fact, it's way cheaper and it's more effective. Now, not everybody go out on the streets, and not everybody will want to be harassed by receiving a flyer. But when you do it online, it reaches them on their phones, on their computers, right in their bedroom. In the city where I live, like Abuja, you don't have access to even some neighborhoods. Right from the gate to the estate, if you are not invited, you can't even enter that estate, not to talk of advertising your product. So if you are privileged to enter the estate, you can't enter the home until you are invited before you get into the gate. But when you do online, everybody is right there. So they'll get to see your product, like your product, and buy your product online. Not just even where you have physical locations at, all across the world. My wife is into fashion designing, and on Instagram, she uses only Instagram actually, and she has been selling products to people in UK. I mean, she sold clothes for people in UK, in the US, in Canada. She sent clothes. They see, and of course, some know her and they patronize what she does, and some see what she does for other people and they engage her. She has never met them anywhere. They met online. They engaged her. They paid, and she delivered. And they loved it, and they introduced other people, and the page, other people said they saw this on their page and they liked it and they contacted them, and then so that's what we call referral. All right, so target audience. So where do you want to sell, or who are your target audiences? Who do you want to reach? And then based on their demography, their age range, teenagers, older, mid-age, or their psychographics, that is their interest, value, and lifestyle. So you won't go and be selling Gen Z items to people who are of the age 60 and above. All right, so this go with the psychography. So you're going to put some of these things to check and see, and it's going to bring them, it's going to show you where you have this population, and then you're going to send your broadcast sale in that direction. Okay, very, very important. All right, so how to use them? First, we have what we call the Google Trends. Okay, so Google Trends, you know, helps you search certain products or services online, and then know what sale in certain part of the country or certain location. You can choose whatever location you want, and it's going to, you know, do that research for you. There's statistics, live statistics online, and then from there you will know how to target, how to put your product out there. And you can try food industry, clothing industry, cars, and make comparisons, and you know, it's going to show you how you can actually achieve that. We have another one, which is Facebook Audience Insight. I think we're going to take these two, and then okay, we'll do the customer personas, then we will move. We'll end the teaching from here, and then subsequently we would I'll come up with more videos which I'll post online with their practical applications. Okay, now okay, so let me see, let me go online now. I'm thinking, should I do the presentation now and then go back and then do the video, all the practical processes, record everything, how you do it on Google Trends, how you do it on Facebook Insight, building your personas, and then you know, all the other part. I'm thinking in that direction. So I'll just come up with the practical steps, you know, just put everything, we just go, this is what you do, I'll show you. So we won't be running slides on that video, okay? We won't be running slides, we will just okay, all right. So someone said yes, please. All right, so we won't be running slides on that presentation. We'll just go to the site directly, okay? Jump on the site, type this, it will bring this, you can register, you can click on this, this is what you do, practical steps, and then you see how everything works out. We go to the next one, and then you see the practicality, and you can do some hands-on on that as well. Okay, so good. So that's what Google Trends does, okay? So when you go to the site, you use keywords. Now, you know the business you're into. You use keywords to search on it, and then it brings out, and then there are some analytics. You choose the category, you choose region, you choose this, and it show you by graph, by map, you know, real time actually, all right? So that's what it does. Now you have Facebook audience. Facebook audience will do its demographics, psychographics as well. So I will show you my business page on Facebook and how I used to, when I'm launching a campaign like this one, how I used to create my you know, demography and then psychography, where you go to, and then how you can analyze and see the interests, because once you do that, it's real time. You engage first, and then you now see the feedback. Oh, okay, we have more interactions from this area. This is the lifestyle, this is this and that. And then you now adjust your next campaign, optimize how you're going to reach these people for better, you know, outcome and interaction, right? Yeah, so now when you gather all this information from Google Analytics and Facebook Insight, now there are other tools. Now we did a training on AI lately. There are AI tools that can carry out some of these researches for you, okay? Yeah, so this one I'm giving you the foundational training. Now you can use AI to do a whole lot. I'm going to give you one other tool that it's going to be a one-stop shop. It's good to understand individual tools, how to use this. This is the best tool for this. This is the best tool for that. This is the best tool for other kind of research and analysis and engagement online. But there are those that are a hub, whereby when you get there, it does everything for you. Artificial intelligence has taken the space right now. All right. So you want to take advantage of that and see what we can do. All right. So customer personas is when you gather information about these demographics, you now bring it and say, okay, these are the kind of people, these are the kind of things they like. Let me create a fictitious personality, give it my desire and requirement. So this is like a prompt, as it may be. And then it will now design the best marketing strategy to reach the people in that area. Now, that is what we call the customer persona. So the customer personas are fictitious, but research-based profiles. So they're not real, but they are research-based, okay? And, okay, sorry, let me, just a moment, let me just grab a cup of water. Sorry, let's go back to class. All right, sorry, needed to grab a bottle of water. Yeah, so it's fictional, but it's based on real research profiles that you've gathered online. Okay, so so it represents the ideal customer. So they help you humanize and virtualize your audience when developing branding strategies. So we're going to show you the sites. There are different sites for personas, you know. So when you do your demography, it gives you the kind of people, the location, their age range, what they like, and their financial capacity. Are they middle class? Are they poor? Are they wealthy? You know, you fit those information into this persona, and then it will now generate the strategy that you can use to reach these people out. Okay, so that's how to do that. So these are steps on how to go about it. You compile data from research, you identify patterns in demographic behaviors and goals, and then you create their profiles. Let me see if I can get rid of this. Okay, so this is an example. So when you gather information, you just create a fictitious name, Ada, an inspiring entrepreneur, give it a tag. Maybe that is what you want to, how you want to reach them. Age 29, location Lagos, Nigeria, occupation, the goals, the challenges. Now, you know, this demography is going to give you all of this information, and then you know the kind of people you are dealing with. So a limited budget, lack of mentorship, preferred platforms. It's going to give you the activity, the people around this place. What kind of tools do they use? How frequently? Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube. Now, these informations are real time online because you use those services. That is what okay, all right, what I'm trying to say is, as we use these services, they collect our information and use it for data researches purposes. Now, what does that mean? If you are driving and you are using a Google map to check traffic along the way, there are some spots you get to see that the line looks red, which means that there's traffic. Now, how do they know there's traffic there? Because everybody driving in that location has a phone. And so they are tracking your phone location, okay? And so when phone location is condensed in some area, it makes it look red. If it is less to a certain number, it makes it look amber or yellow. And if it is less than the congested amount, it makes it look free. So they're using everybody's data real time. So that's the same way they use the data to know those that use Instagram, the frequency, and those that use YouTube. If there are people that don't use YouTube in that area, it will show, so they collect this information real time. So as you use it, don't think it's private to you. They take the information and make use of it. All right. That's why you can use WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, and all those things for free. But there are people that pay to collect this information, who uses this and in their own location. There was a time someone caused a fake traffic. So he bought phones. He had so many phones. He put it in a trolley, like a wheelbarrow, but the one you pull as you go along. He turned on all the phones together, about 50 phones, and then he was walking very slowly along the street. Now, in America, they use Google Maps a lot to drive. They use smart cars. So the smart cars, when you configure it to follow a less trafficked street or path, it navigates automatically. So once it checks the map and discovers that there's traffic here, it reroutes, it changes its route. So that caused a whole lot of confusion. So people saw he was just working with it, but Google Map takes that these are 50 people in one location, 50 cars. So it flagged the whole of that environment red, traffic, gridlock, whereas there is none. And so it rerouted so many cars, to follow other paths, and thereby causing traffic, artificial traffic in other places, and so that's how these things work. Okay, so when you're thinking of how it's getting this information, this is how some of these things work. All right, so when you get those information, this is an example here, using Extensio or HubSpot. HubSpot is one of the tools we're going to see. We're going to try the two of them, Extensio, and you'll see how HubSpot work. There are free features in HubSpot, but then to get its full services, you have to pay certain amounts. But when you log in and register, it will give you 14 days free trial, and you can see how you can enjoy that. These are some one-stop shop tools you can use, all right? So you can generate your personas for that, and then it will now design a plan. Now, this is the whole idea. You go to Google Analytics, you go to Facebook and other tools, gather information about your clients, the environment, the location. When you see the kind of nature of people in that area, you now create a fictitious persona. Okay, say this is this person, this is my kind of business, this is this, and this is, you want to run it here based on your own kind of business. Now, you upload it into these tools right here, the HubSpot and the Extensio. It will now give you a business plan. Now, a business plan on how to go about it on YouTube, Instagram. It will tell you focus on Instagram because the people here use Instagram. Focus on Facebook, or do this kind of advert on Facebook and YouTube. This is how you will sell. These are the kind of things. These are the time of the day you put up items. Make it 2 or 3 times every day. Engage them with such kind of activities. Fantastic ideas. And once you're able to do that, you see you begin to generate clientele. You begin to generate followership. People begin to engage you. They like it. And then it will advise you on when to put a product out there. And once you put it, because they are emotionally connected to you, they can't resist, whatever you're offering them. So what this does is, we're going to find as we go ahead, where it prioritizes engaging them, entertaining them, educating them 70% of the time of your online engagement. And then 30% you market your product. That is an effective way. All right. Some make it the 80-20 rule. So 80% engagement and then 20% marketing. The 80-20 rule of the online marketing business. So we're going to see some of these tricks and how to use them later in this course. All right. So these are listening tools. Now, listening tools, what listening tools does is, now we have these things. I mean, if you have a Facebook account, you have a listening tool, but it's just, you just don't know how to use it to listen. All right. So listening tools help you monitor, track, and analyze online conversations and behaviors to better understand your audience needs and opinions. So Google Analytics, okay, will help you understand what is relevant for them, what interests them the most, and what doesn't interest them the most. Have you noticed that sometimes you put up even a status on your WhatsApp and you will hardly even get a like or that green heart love, but there are sometimes you put up another post on your WhatsApp, what's it called now? Your WhatsApp status, yeah. And then you see so many people responding. They want to shut down your phone, WhatsApp update. They want to shut down your phone with comments and all of that. Yeah, I've experienced that even on YouTube and Facebook. There are certain posts I make and comments flood in. There are some people will be even calling my phone directly. Oh, I like this, I want this and that. So it gives you, so all of these things, your Facebook, your YouTube is storing this information. I'm going to show you real time on my business YouTube page and on my business business Facebook page, how this analysis go, what matters and how people interact, who sees what and who doesn't see. In fact, even just by mere looking, it stores the people that look, just looking, to tell you 15 people have looked, 15 people have interacted, 15 people have, or 10 people have commented, okay? And, all of these things. So these tools are all out there. For Google, you find most of these things even free of charge, but just the mindset, the knowledge of engaging and making use of them. All right. So yeah, Facebook Insight, like I rightly mentioned, I'm going to show us how these things work as well. So, okay, an example here is, suppose the Facebook Insight reveals your audience engages more with video posts about, okay, sorry, let me take it again. Suppose Facebook Insight reveals your audiences engages more with video posts about business growth tips on Mondays at 9 a.m. You can use that data and that is information now to consistently post similar videos at that time for maximum engagement. Yeah, so it will show you at what time people interact with your posts the most. So sometimes you might see in a whole day, there's more interaction between maybe 12 and 1. And for that demography, it could be for your working class people. And then maybe for teenagers, maybe from morning time or maybe, evening time or night time. When you discover when there's most interaction, this is when people come up the most. Then it will advise you on when to make those posts out there. So you see now there's a whole lot of sense to, doing some of these analysis, getting information, getting data from the interactions we have from our clients or followers and friends online, and taking advantage of that information to carry out our own campaigns and selling online. So you can begin to see now that online marketing is not making a flyer, e-flyer, and then throwing it out there, just posting it. I know there's a whole lot of engagement. As a matter of fact, we've not even started. This is just the introduction. When you get started, you will want to think, I mean, it will excite you. You will see that it's a whole interest. I mean, there are people making millions and millions of dollars on online. I mean, people spend a lot of money. This is some people's career now. I'm sure you must have heard of Linda Ikeji. This is her job. She's a multi-millionaire in dollars, right? Yeah, and so many other people. I see them out there. All they know is just put content out there. Now there is the online business, and then there's online marketing. All right. So Linda Ikeji is doing online business. What I'm teaching us is online marketing, social media marketing. Now, the advantage with this is that you can at the same time do online business as well as online marketing. All right. Yeah. So we're going to see the split difference later and how you can take advantage of marketing your products online by also making money online. Yeah. Very, very key. You see the difference, and then you can see how you can start that up and then upscale. Yeah. And so just looking at engagement tactics, all right? So this involves strategic use to attract and retain audience attention through meaningful interactions. This often personalized to meet user preferences. Now, so when you see someone have seen, now when I go to my Facebook and then I look at interactions and I saw that somebody liked my, boy, I say, oh, this person likes what she sees or he sees. Now, you don't just leave it there. You go ahead and engage the person directly now, not generically, directly. Now, that's what they use. That's what we just see here highlighted in yellow. It said, example, hi, Ada, since you viewed our social media marketing course, here is a 10% discount for early access. Now, you see, the person saw it, or just liked it on the passing, but does not have the intention to buy it at that moment. But when you take the extra step to reach out via direct messages, WhatsApp, or even on that line, you know, they now say, oh, okay, I can actually, maybe your problem is money right now. And then you can also, after you say 10% discount, the person is, oh, okay, I can actually pay this amount. You say, but yeah, I don't have the money now. You can now go ahead and say, okay, you can pay instrumentally. And that may be the best deal for the person. So you just converted the person and become a client. So you see, that's how you engage or use some of this analysis and analytics to get the best in your online trainings as well. All right. So you run Facebook ads. Yeah. Okay. So this is for email. Yeah, so these are all the practicals that we're going to do in the next video. Yeah, so we're going to put it up and then show you how you build that. So we will look into visual identity, logo, verbal identity, consistency, and then brand guidelines. Yeah, all this will be on the video. And I'm going to bring applications right here that are going to design your logo. They're going to give you the best texts. Actually, like an AI, it will advise you based on what you're doing. These are the best kind of logo. These are the best colors. Or if you have preferred colors, you can suggest to it and it will design it based on that and imagery or whatever, your brand voice, your tone, your tagline. If you don't have a tagline, it can suggest for you and then you choose from many. You can even go on ChatGPT or anyone and say, okay, this is the kind of business I do. This is what I'm doing. Give me a tagline. I just did a training this morning for NIPOST organization on cybersecurity and data protection. This is the month of cybersecurity and data protection. Now, I was looking for taglines for every aspect of the training. And I just asked him, give me 10, suggest 10. And he gave me fantastic ones. So what I do sometimes, I either pick one that is good or I combine a few. That helps my reasoning a lot, you know. So a tagline is like a phrase that talks about your business. Now, it's not your vision statement. It's not your mission statement. It just says it's a statement that talks about or that depicts your brand identity. Like Nike, their own tagline is just do it. Yeah, just do it. Like LearnCore, my tagline is learning is living. So there are two phrases. Learning is living. Learning is leading. Living and leading. So as you live, you learn. As you learning is living. So that is the essence of life. You keep learning and learning. And the good thing is, even in the afterlife, when we die, we don't cease to learn. The Bible makes it clear that we will keep learning in the presence, we keep learning, then we are going to learn so many things we don't understand, things we don't know. And for eternity, we will keep learning because we can never know all of God. He just keeps revealing himself. So learning is living. And then in our own part here, learning is leading. You can't lead without learning. It has to be your lifestyle. It has to be consistent with your humanity. As you lead, you are a learner. All right. So you don't arrive and then you want to lead. No, it is your life. And that is what defines, what we do here on LearnCore. Learning, I actually called it Training Corporation. But looking at the name training, you don't want to be like you are training some people based on what you know. It's a learning community. We all learn. I learned from you people, and so it's a learning community. So that's why it's called LearnCore, Learning Corporation International. So it's a lifestyle. It's going to continue like this. We'll be learning and learning and learning until we move on to glory, and we will keep learning before God. Okay. Yeah. So that's just about my tagline. So it's not my vision statement. It's not my mission statement. It's just something that depicts my persona, or the persona of the organization, the spirit, the life. So for Nike, is just do it. For LearnCore, is learning is living, learning is leading. And then you can have your own, all right? And all of that. So we're going to see these tools, how they're going to come up. We're going to create a complete brand from scratch. You have a brand A to Z by engaging some of these tools, okay? All right, so we end our training here. This moves us to the next practical aspect. Yeah, so we're going to kick off from the previous practicals as we delve into that. All right, so it's, wow, the time is gone. It's 5:26. Okay, everyone. So anybody has a question, a comment you want to make before we call it a class today? Then I'll send us videos. I mean, yeah, the video for this training and the material so far. Okay, so I want to believe that, okay, all right, Mr. Emmanuel Sampson. You can unmute and go ahead, Mr. Sampson.
Yeah, I just wanted, it's just a thumbs up I'm giving. I don't know what I pressed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a thumbs up. I'm just clapping for you for the efforts. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate from Mercy Gaga. Thank you for that. And appreciate. And okay. All right. It was a clap. Sorry, I thought it was a, yeah. All right. So I want to see how I make this very interactive. I mean, very practical, so that at the end you will have something to show for it by creating your own brand. Right now, we are still on the brand aspect. We've not started creating the social media and engagement. We are still on the brand aspect. All right. So thank you very much for participating today. Like I promised, the other videos, the practical videos are going to come up, and I'll upload it to every one of you. Okay, thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.